Hello, Pete.
Hey, Josh.
Greetings, man. Don't worry,
Greetings
Mr.
to you.
Mayor. Can I see you? So, my name is Josh Lebowitz. I'm an 11-year Albany resident. This here is Peter Maass. Pete is the current mayor of Albany. And we're going to go grab a cup of coffee, and I'm going to ask you a bunch of random questions. And why don't we do that?
Sounds great.
Fantastic. Nobody should have to answer questions in a quasi-coherent manner without getting a cup of coffee first. So let's go grab a bike. Let's go.
All right.
Perfect.
I'm on.
Thanks.
What can I do for you?
2 cappuccinos.
Cappuccino.
Awesome.
Enjoy.
Okay.
All right.
Excellente. Well, salute. Let's go.
Cheers.
Chin chin. Here's bud in your eye. Very nice. So let's get the important questions out of the way first. Who are you wearing today, Pete?
Who am I wearing? I think I would call it the retired aging hippie contractor vibe.
Terrific. And peach is the new black, so you're
Yeah,
good to go.
yeah. Peach is the new black.
Finger on the pulse, my man. Finger on the pulse. Okay. And Wavy Gravy is a personal friend of yours. Is that correct?
I've known Wavy for 40 years or so.
Wow, that's amazing.
35, 40 years.
Wow. And an association with the dead at all, or just sort of
A
bunch of shows?
bit of association with the dead. There was Grateful Dead were involved with all that.
Yeah, sure. And how many shows would you say you've been to?
Golly, that's hard to remember.
I wonder why. I'm sure I have no idea why that would be. Okay, and speaking of famous people, I read somewhere that you had been, before marriage, linked to Linda Ronstadt. Is that true?
No.
Okay. All of the Kardashians?
No.
Okay. Elizabeth Taylor?
No.
Taylor Swift?
No, but my daughter did go to the concert last Saturday.
Oh, was that fun?
Oh,
Really?
she had a great time.
Okay.
I stayed home, but
All right, well, so much for my sources in Wikipedia. But whatever.
yes,
Okay.
well.
All right, enough about you. Let's talk about you and Albany City government. So you are now the mayor. Your path to the mayor started with a stint on the Planning and Zoning Commission, is that correct?
It did. I was on for 6 years.
Wow, okay. That's longer than I can focus. And you've got contracting and carpentry experience. I mean, you were a GC for a long time.
I was.
Okay, that
and,
makes sense.
Mostly retired from that now, but
Okay. Well, now that the mayoralty is taking up all of your time, it's important to
it
be able to
takes up
focus.
some time. I don't know if I would say all, but
Okay. And then from there, you ran and were elected to city council. Is that correct?
true. I was
Okay.
on the commission, and in 2012, friends convinced me that I might be a good candidate for city council.
Right.
So
And you were gullible enough to say, sure, that sounds like fun.
I had no idea what I was getting
I'm
into.
sure you didn't. Yeah, exactly. Okay, and the city council term is how long?
You get elected for 4 years.
4 years, okay. Good.
And then you can be re-elected again for another 4 years, and then we have a term limit
Right,
after
so
that.
two terms and out.
2 terms and out, and then you have to be out for at least 2 years.
Got it, and then you can come back.
You could come back.
Okay, and a triumphant return. Okay.
Yes.
And then, so how does it work exactly? A lot of people don't really know from city council to becoming mayor. Is this controlled by the Illuminati, the Freemasons, the Koch brothers? What's going on here exactly? How does that work?
Not even the Diet Coke
Well,
brothers.
that's
So
probably just as well in this town.
you get to be mayor by a decision of the council.
Okay.
So every year the council chooses one member of the council to become mayor.
Okay.
You could be mayor a number of years in a row, or you could be mayor one term. That's how it works.
Okay, so it's not a 2-year term, it's not a 1-year term, it's a 1 plus who knows what. It could be 1 and done, or it could be 2, 3, or 4.
We serve at the pleasure of the council.
Okay, interesting. The city council has committees that they sort of delegate some things to the planning and zoning, right? Arts committee, the very good-looking community media access committee. and others who then report back to you. What would you say the majority of city council business is these days?
Well, council kind of oversees all the work that the different commissions and committees are doing,
Right.
but it also, is dealing with labor contracts, dealing with, the general plan. We're the ones that do the final improvement, although planning and zoning and traffic and safety, parks and rec, and other commissions have been doing the bulk of the work. We're the ones that have to do the final stamp.
Right.
So
You implement policy or say, okay, we're going to take this recommendation and act on it.
Yes, and we might alter that if we see fit. But
When you become king, kind of you say,
we become
power
king.
grab. We're going to do this my way or the highway.
We have some really great people serving on commissions and committees in Albany. So
Cool. Terrific. And that's all volunteer, mostly the committees
it's pretty much all volunteer. We get some benefits for being on council because we're in an elected office, but I think most people do it because they have interest in their community and want to see it even better.
Want to improve, want to help out. So the corporate Lear, the city Learjet is really not the...
The city Learjet's been grounded for
right. It's been in the shop
time
for quite
being.
some time. Okay, fill in the blanks if you would. The best part about being mayor of Albany is...
The best part about being mayor of Albany is let me think. I am enjoying it. I get to have in very fine print on my council member business card, mayor.
Okay, that's something right there.
That gets it. I do get to represent the city in some of the regional things like the monthly county mayor's dinner. And
Like a
I'm
friar's
often
roast? What does the mayor's dinner entail?
the mayor's dinner, all the city mayors in the County of Alameda meet once a month to discuss, things of general interest to our particular cities.
And you get stinking drunk, and somebody leaves naked. No, not true. Definitely not the case. Okay.
It's a pretty
That's kinda
quiet
cool.
affair.
Okay. Anything else? Great being mayor?
And I'm often asked to open up the 4th of July ceremony or some other city event.
Show up at the Solano Stroll.
Solano Stroll.
Fun. That's cool. What would you say the worst part about being mayor of Albany is? If there is a negative to this job.
I have not found many negatives.
Terrific.
I must say, I have been enjoying this immensely, and if I can think of one, I'll
get back to us.
I'll get back to you.
Okay. You could write that in as a
Yeah.
comment on the YouTube thing. Okay,
Yeah.
so last question. What would you say are the pressing issues facing you as the mayor and the city council as a ruling body or administrative body in Albany today?
The pressing issues. Well, a lot of what I would say, there's been a number of pressing issues while I've been on council. I think one of the earliest ones was dealing with the question of homelessness in Albany, which is something that's happening not just in Albany, it's happening all over the Bay Area.
Right.
And at least part of that's related to the fact that it's pretty hard to find a home now, at least an affordable one.
Yeah, an affordable one is almost
So,
impossible.
I think that opened up my eyes to the idea of that there were a lot of people with degrees of mental illness that are living on the streets. But also the fact that we need more housing. And the Bay Area and all as a whole needs more housing.
Right.
So trying to figure out how we're going to do that in a very small community, in a community that's already built out, is a challenge. But we're up to the task, and many of us feel that we're going to have to push the parameters a little bit of what normally Albany looked like in order to meet some of our housing goals.
Okay, so housing and affordable housing. What else?
Traffic and safety. We're coming out of the age of the automobile, and it's likely to be around with us for a long time. But as we get more housing, as we get denser, cars make a lot less sense.
True.
So how we transition from that age of the automobile to the age of where we're going to be walking, bicycling, and using transit more.
Transit hubs.
How we can help shape our city to make that all work. And that can be a challenge.
Okay. Anything else? Global warming? Anything? Rising sea levels?
Well,
how are we doing on the
yes,
sea level?
global warming. Right, we have a small part in terms of producing global warming, but we are also working on ways to diminish our impact on carbon emissions. But right along with that, even if we can get to zero emissions, to a zero carbon footprint, we're going to be affected by everything else that's
Sure.
going on in the planet. So
Yeah.
Albany is going to be faced with, how do we deal with that? Ocean rise on our shoreline, increased heat, water issues. So these are all the issues of the day and probably the issues of the coming century for
Right.
Albany.
True. And as can California and the nation and the planet as well. So.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
So you're thinking locally and acting globally, or whatever, the other way around, whatever it was. Anyway. Okay, well, I think you've given us a lot of great information today. Thank you so much for coming out. I really appreciate your willingness to be volunteered for this, and
I was happy to oblige.
Well,
I look
happy to have
forward to what you guys come up with. And
who knows what we'll come up with.
Yeah.
There could be 2, maybe 3 more of these shows. We'll see. I mean, I don't know. You never know. So.
Well,
Thank you for coming out. I appreciate it.
Okay, Josh, my pleasure.
Thanks, Pete.